Hey there, David Teal back in the Pop Wood Shop to talk about another trick. Today we're going to actually talk about router bit rotation, and I'm going to show you a trick for remembering which way it's going, but I want to talk about router rotation itself in the first place. It's important to have the router bit going against your wood in the right orientation because the bit cuts in one direction. The trick is, if you're going in the wrong direction, pushing the router on the wrong direction against the wood, it does what's called a climb cut. Why is that a bad thing? Well, it's actually a good thing sometimes, but very seldom. How about that? But why it's a bad thing, think about if you take a push car, a wind-up car, and you set it down and it goes, right? That's the idea. That's the way it's supposed to do. But if you take that wind-up car and push it down and go against the direction, that's technically what a router bit is doing. The problem is if you're climb cutting, then the router and the router bit sits down like that car and it takes off and you lose control of the router. So that's why you don't want to climb cut unless you are very much in control. So let's take a look at router bit rotation and talk about a way to remember it. So I have a router essentially upside down as it would appear, say in a router table, to show you the direction. Now you can see the carbide on here is facing cutting edge wise in this direction. So that means when the router turns, it's cutting this way, and that's so that it will bite into the wood like this. That is the direction, that is the rotation that's working. So how do we remember that? Well, the little trick is to take your right hand, and the right hand is the important part, and make a fist, and with your thumb sticking up. You're not looking for a ride, but you're looking for a safe ride on your router, okay? The idea is that your thumb is emulating the bit's direction, the bit's angle sticking up. And if you think about it, the way the fingers are curved around there, that is the correct rotation for the bit. So use your thumb trick to go, okay, I know that this router bit is going to turn this way. Cleverly enough, if you turn this upside down, it still works because the bit is still turning this way. And that's where you're going. So you can use that as one trick to do it, to remember which way the router is climbing. Now, the other thing to remember, here's another little trick. If you've got your board here, if you're cutting on the outside of the board with a profile like this, the idea is to go counterclockwise, and that's the way I have the arrows drawn here. And again, that works with your thumb because the bit is cutting this way, so we're scooping this way as we go. Like so, all the way around. If this were a frame, you'd want to go the opposite direction on the inside, clockwise on the inside. So this works out pretty well, and again, we've got a router table set up here. Your fence is always going to help you here. Now, right to left is always the way we want to go, correct? Again, we've got our thumb up here, we're biting this way, and our fence is here. So once again, our router bit is spinning this way and biting into the wood just the right way. So we're moving it past here, no problem. So remember, right thumb up, rotation follows your fingers. Simple enough, one way to remember which way to cut right, and keep it safe. It's an easy tool to use.